Hello again, it's Jared True Speaker, and today I am just so happy, y'all. So just kind of bear with me, all right? I am just so happy. When I'm done with this, I'm gonna get up and do a little dance. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I want to talk about the stars above and the stars below. The stars below, of course, we are stars. You know that, right? You're just a photon in body. You're a star, and you have a name with your name. You have a name written in the heavens somewhere. All right. Okay. I'm trying to calm down, but just bear with me. Just bear with me. All right. Now, I want to talk about the stars above and how they relate to the stars in what we call spiritual books, the Bible, or whatever spiritual book that you choose to read. The characters in the Bible, and it's very simple. Think about it. If the stories in the spiritual books were written in the stars in the heavens before they were ever put in a book, that make the characters stars. Doesn't that make sense? Duh. Okay, so let's just take, one of the main characters, like Jesus. When Jesus was in the New Testament, he was Jesus, the Son of God. When Jesus is in the Old Testament, one of the roles that Jesus played was Job. At the very beginning of Job, it says, "There was a man in the land of Uz, whose name was Job. And that man was blameless and upright, and one who feared God and shunned evil." That man, Job, was also the character Jesus. Now, that's in the book. Above, of course, Jesus is the Son. When Job says to God, eventually, basically, "Why have you forsaken me? Why am I going through all of this?" He lost everything. He was basically persecuted. He was crucified of everything that made him who he thought he was as a man. He lost everything. And then he was restored. That's the same thing that happened with Jesus. Jesus lost everything. And then he was restored. When Jesus was on the cross, he said, "Why hast thou forsaken me?" Job said, "Why hast thou forsaken me?" Same character, different name, different role. And there are many characters in the Bible that are exactly the same in terms of it's the same character, the same star, playing a different role because it is in a different position under a different name. Same thing when you watch TV. You may see Brad Pitt in one movie, and then tomorrow, or maybe the same day, you may see him in another. Different role, different title, different name, different look, but it's still Brad Pitt. Okay, so that is what essentially happens when you are reading the scriptures. You're reading about stars that are changing positions, taking on a new role. As the sun and the stars revolve around the earth, they change position, and because they change position, each position lends to them a new role, and they are given a new name in the scriptures. But in the heavens, they are the same bodies, changing positions, and when they change positions, they take on a new role in that position. And that's the same thing that happens when you're reading the Bible. A lot of the characters are the same, and you could recognize them and understand what position they are playing when you study. Jesus said, "First, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all of these other things will be added unto you." That means, well, when you go within yourself, knowledge is given to you. Because when you go within yourself, that is your study. You are studying to show yourself approved. Never once does Jesus say, open a book and use this correspondence or that. No, he said, study to show, go within yourself. And the knowledge that is within you will reveal to you what you are reading and give you the understanding of that. And that is what is meant by study, show yourself approved. So when you open up any spiritual book, you have a better understanding of it. And it's like, wow, the lights start going on. You know, it's amazing. It's a beautiful thing. You should give it a try, you know. And that is my word for the day. As above, so below. So as those stories was written eons ago and put into what we call a book or a Bible, those characters up there are the same characters in what you call a Bible. And they are changing positions, changing names, changing roles, sometimes positive, sometimes negative, sometimes a villain, sometimes a hero. But they are one and the same. You cannot have a back without a front, a up without a down, a positive without a negative, a black without a white. Okay? So, think about who God is really, and the God that is within you, and think about who you are, and know who you are. You are as God is, a creator. So, go ahead, study, show yourself approved, open up the Bible, say, wow, is that James? Is it John? Is it Elijah? They're one and the same. That's my word for the day. Until next time, love, light, and peace. Meditate.